Welcome back to the Sportsman Training Center. This is Chad Roberts, professional sporting clay shooter and coach. I'm with Chris Coleman. We were laughing a little bit earlier about some of the things you've seen here when they come out and shoot. And, you know, people shoot, you see them rocking backwards and stuff. And a lot of it's because it's just the stance and how they stance. So from a position of you used to shoot some rifles and pistols before you got into this game, what's some of the stances that you've seen? I've seen the military stance where they're just standing right there. Can you show everybody what that looks like just on where they stand straight out and they're holding the gun? So what? Yeah, or they there we go. And they're standing all kind of weird, and then they shoot the gun and they're off balance and things like that. And what we want to do, everybody, is we want to have a very nice just a nice approach to the game where we're not getting out of control. And there's a lot of theories of what you can and cannot do or shouldn't do. I'm a proponent of just leaning enough into the gun that it's not kicking you, but standing as relaxed as possible. So let's go over some of the stance. We're going to shoot this target right here, Chris. It's this number 4 target. Okay. And I'd like you to tell me where you see it biggest and clearest where you're going to shoot it, because that's going to be the first and foremost thing that we look at so we know where the stance is. Okay, go ahead. All right. Pull. Bang. All right, so you're looking at it over here. Would you say that's about 1 o'clock on a scale if this was a big clock? Okay. That's pretty good. So now Chris has been doing this for a while, so he's going to be very natural about where he puts his gun and where he puts his feet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through like if you were a brand new shooter to me. So what I would like you guys to imagine is if you're standing inside of a hula hoop. And imagine that hula hoop is always turning. And it's very similar to a clock. What I like to do is I always like to face that clock where 12 o'clock would be at, which is going to be facing the kill point. And a way to do that, if you've never done it before, is to take a stick or something very straight, and we just lay it on the ground pointing at the area that we're going to kill the target. Now, what Chris is going to do now is he's going to put his heel on this side of the stake with his right foot, and he's going to stick his toe right up against the other one, and he's going to turn his feet so they're kind of more, there you go. He's a little bit more relaxed. Yeah. Now, if you look at Chris, if I was standing here talking to him, this is how he's going to stand normally talking to anybody that you talk to. You're not standing all crooked or weird like that, right? So you're just standing normal. And what I call this is just heel to toe shooting. We point the heel to toe with an imaginary line to our kill point. What that allows you to do is allows the shoulders to open up to one direction and open up to the other direction. If he was to move his right foot around to the front, now he's going to close off and his body's going to want to stop, and he's going to have a natural break. And we don't want the natural breaks, especially if we need to follow through on this side of the shot. So he's going to move his foot back, put it back against that thing. There you go. And we have a heel to toe situation. Now, this is the standard setup. Now, he may be uncomfortable at the hold point, which we haven't really talked about hold points and everything in this video. That's for another video. But where his hold point is where he's going to move back about halfway. He might feel uncomfortable there a little bit or out of whack, some people would say. But what happens is when he goes to make the shot and he's moving through the target or away from the target or whatever technique you're using, he can actually feel comfortable and feel comfortable at the shot. So why don't you go ahead and take a shot now with this stance? And you can leave that stick there. And if you guys notice when you're watching this, when he shoots the target, it should be very close to the center point, this 12 o'clock center point. Pull. There it is. And if he stops his gun, do that one more time for me, Chris. And this time, when you pull the trigger, just stop the gun. Okay. And let's look and see and bend down and see if we can look at where your gun is placed to that rod. Okay, if you guys look, this rod and the gun are very similar in the same line, and that's what we're looking for. Now, if he was standing in any other way, it'd probably be uncomfortable and he wouldn't be able to shoot. Notice that his weight is even between both feet. He's not leaning too far forward, and he's not leaning too far back. And what that allows you to do is when the gun shoots or he pulls the trigger, you're not getting a lot of recoil and movement back and forth. You feel like your stance is really centered. Do you feel a lot of recoil in your shot? Yeah, see, and there's not a lot of movement. And for you guys, it's not like TV shows where somebody shoots the shotgun and they fly backwards. He's standing here and he's still with me today. There you go, buddy.
Yep.
Good, high five. Let's do it again.